Okay, so yeah, it's true. I talk too much. Anyway, I started the last problem. I may be doing it a slight bit different, but anyway, here it goes. Addition and subtraction. Remember, the exponents have to match. So this exponent here of a 3, you could change it to a 5 and adjust the coefficient and add, or you could change this 5 to a 3, adjust the coefficient, and then add. So let's start out by just taking this 3 here, and let's make this 3 a 5. It works either way. Students also always like to argue with me about that, but it does work out the same way. Sometimes you need to do a little bit more work though. So if I change this 3 to a 5, what I'm doing is I'm actually multiplying this whole value by 100, or 2 powers of 10. So in order for me to still have the same value here, what I have to do is I have to divide the coefficient by 2 powers of 10. So what that means is I have to move my decimal over 2 places right here. So hopefully you can see that. Now, when I add this up, I have a 0.0704332 times 10 to the 5th meters. And I'm going to add that to a 4.04. Now, if my exponents are not the same, what ends up happening is I'm essentially not lining up my decimal, so I'm going to get a very weird answer. So my exponent is going to be times 10 to the 5th. I don't add those exponents. They are what they are, meters. So when I go ahead and add this, I'm going to get a 2, a 3, a 4, a 0, a 1, and a 4 with my decimal point right here. Significant figure rules. I have my last place in one number with a significant digit in the hundredths place. This one goes out further, so I have to stick with the hundredths place. So all I have to do in this problem is just cut my significant figures. I don't need to round up here since I have a 0 following this one, times 10 to the 5th. And you are adding, so if you're adding a length to a length, you're just going to get a length. More length. Okay, so that is your correct answer. Now, I do expect to see, when you do your sample problems, I do expect to see this work. I want to see these exponents here matched up. I want to see the handwork of adding them. I want to see all of your digits here, and I want to see a final answer where there's a significant figure cut. Here's a subtraction problem. All right, so in this subtraction problem, again, my exponents are different. So what am I going to do? I'm going to change this 6 to a 4. What the heck? So if I do that, I just divide it by 100. So what I have to do here is multiply by 100, which gives me 266.1 times 10 to the 4th liters. Now just look real quickly here. My exponent became smaller by 2 powers of 10. My coefficient became, boom, boom, larger by 2 powers of 10. Now I'm subtracting. Don't do what I do. Sometimes I forget to subtract and I add and it doesn't quite work out very well, so pay attention. All right, so I'm going to subtract, and when I do that subtraction, I'm going to get 262.06 times 10 to the 4th liters. I'm adding a volume to a volume, so I get just more volume. Now, significant figures. I have a tenths place here, a hundredths place here, so I'm going to round to the tenths place. So I've got now 262.1 times 10 to the 4th liters, and you're going to show all this when you show your sample problems. Okay, now we have a little bit of a sticky situation because what you're going to notice here is this coefficient is not between 1 and 9.9 repeating. So I have to put down one number, decimal point, then a 6 to 1. So what did I just do? I moved my decimal, boom, boom, 2 places to the left. That's dividing by 100. So what I have to do is I have to grow my exponent 2 places, a 4 to a 6. And that's my answer. Now, we're home free, folks. When you're doing your addition and subtraction, please stop and think. Don't just move on to the next problem. You can always check these on your graphing calculators, provided you know how to operate the exponent functions. Make sure, though, if you're doing it by hand, that you learn how to do it by hand, because you have to use a basic calculator in the classroom on your quizzes and tests all year long. So make sure the exponents are the same. After they're the same, and you've added or subtracted, before you correct your coefficient, look to see what happens with your significant figures and which place you round to. Double check your math, of course. Always do this. And then when you're looking at your final answer, then you can go ahead and you can adjust that exponent and coefficient. Show the proper significant figures and also show the proper unit. Alrighty then, we have 4 problems for you to try on your own. We have an addition problem. So remember, you're going to be adding your exponents. We have a division problem. Oops, I'm sorry, I lied to you. That's an addition problem, so you have to make your exponents the same. Bad me. So make your exponents the same and then add. Then we have a division problem. So you're going to be subtracting exponents, 3 minus 5, and of course you're dividing your coefficients. Subtraction, once again, we have to make sure that our exponents are the same. So be careful with those negative numbers, because if your exponent becomes a negative 5, and you started with a negative 3, that means that your exponent got 2 places smaller. So the further away from 0 you get when you're looking at negative numbers, the smaller the value is. So just remember that. And then now with the multiplication, what we do is we add those exponents. Okay, so we've got to see all the work. And on the multiplication and division, just show that calculator answer with all of the spaces, all of the places rather, and then show what numbers you chop off, because we'll be more likely to catch those mistakes that way. Okay, so good luck on your homework. Be tough. Show some bravery in the face of adversity. And if you need help, come in, but please make sure you view this video again before you come in for help, because it's really important that you learn to stick with it and you have some tenacity. Okay, so hasta la pasta, folks. You have a good